What's up, YouTube? This week I didn't have an idea for a video at all. Really, even a little bit. But here's my idea. I have been saying for years now that I'm going to start making YouTube videos. I have been saying on this YouTube channel for months, last year, that I was going to be doing weekly uploads. So here's the video this week. I'm making videos. The video this week is holding myself accountable. The video this week is proving to myself that I can complete the things I set out to do. If the inspiration's not there, if the idea's not there, usually having a vision, having a goal, having inspiration, all of those things are important. In this instance, right now, what is important to me is proving to myself that I can do the things I want to do, that I set out to do, that I can say I'm going to do something, and I can actually do it. I can actually finish it. I can actually complete it. So that's what at least the next 4 weeks are gonna be. This video is coming out. I am setting the scene by explaining to you all that I'm going to be holding myself accountable and that that's the main goal of this video. But I did also think, behind me, I have this blank paper. If you will recall from my last video, the blank canvas. I said at the end of that video that I had an idea for what could go on here. And I said that I was going to make it a short or a reel and that maybe you would see it up soon. It's blank, so self-explanatory there. But that's going to change today. Here's my idea. I heard the new song from Tessa Violet, Knowing. It's a song about how knowing that you need more and knowing that what you're doing now is no longer serving you is enough to change. You don't need a specific reason. You don't need things to be horribly bad or a specific inciting incident. You can take the knowledge that you are unhappy and uncomfortable and let that be enough to change and to try something new. Which, if you did watch my last video or got the general vibe from the start of this video, is completely what I'm trying to do this year and hopefully moving forward in general in my life. So it really came out at a perfect time and moved me pretty deeply. So I thought it would be really nice to make some kind of piece of art, like a poster almost, that is related to the song and could be a reminder to me every time I see it here in my office that knowing this is not enough is enough. So I'm gonna hook my mic up to my shirt. I'm gonna chat to you on and off, very similar to how I did in my last video, as I work on this. My original plan was to just silently film myself working on the piece and do a sort of time lapse of how that came together. But today I've decided we are just going to take it as it comes and we're gonna do it a little different. Okay, so the first line of the song is, I have this vision in my head that I am on a train going somewhere that I don't want to go. To my left is the open air, inviting me to jump out on the hill. I think that's going to be our main image that we're gonna go with. So I am wanting our train like over here, I think. It's gonna be pretty big because it's right smack dab in front of us. And what's a train look like? Let's find out. Okay. I want like an old-timey train, so I think it looks a little something like this. This is also just for me, so this might not be like a crazy drawing, but I think that's also Another point is like, I don't want to stop myself from making something just because it's not going to be, I don't know, perfect. I want to create something. And I don't want to feel like the thing I create has to be perfect in order to exist. That's crazy. That's not how anything works. I am on a train going somewhere that I don't want to go. And what's tricky about the angle I've chosen is it's kind of like straight on, and we want, at least in my head, the train is like going this way, and it would have been coming like down. I want a big loop, maybe like that. I doubt you can see that. So maybe we just need to change what the train looks like. The train is on an angle now, and I started drawing it straight on. Maybe we'll mess up. Maybe we have to start a part over. That's part of creating. It's part of making something. Nice. Okay, so what does the train look like from the side? Okay, I have found an image. It's behind you, so you can't see it, but trust. Kind of like that. I can do hard things. That's a line from the song. By golly, I think we've got the beginning. Maybe. Do trains have little wheels? My train has little wheels. What if I just drew a vaguely train-shaped object? This is when the bargaining phase starts as an artist. I'm like, what could I get away with though? Does it have to look like a train? It just has to read train, right? It doesn't have to. Who really cares anyway? It's my wall. These are the kinds of bargaining moments that happen. And we push through them because we like to create. Even when it's painful and you don't know what a train looks like. You still want a train on your wall. I know it feels nice to know that you made that train. You drew that. You pushed through, you drew that. You pushed through. You made that video and posted it. Even though you admitted to the internet that you don't know how to draw a train and you didn't really want to, you thought about giving up like 5 minutes in. This does not look like a train. I'm gonna be vulnerable, okay? Can you guys see it? Do you see that? That's what we're working with so far. But it's gonna be better. You know where I messed up? I'm seeing it. This little circle is like the top of the thing. This little circle is the whole starting car. So let's start with that. Immediately, that looks way better. Okay, and then this bottom part, this is also a big mistake. This bottom part it should not be so big. This is not, I said accurate train. It's not gonna be like realistic. It's still gonna be a pretty cartoony style, because it's my drawing. But I do want it to have some grounding. And I think it looks a lot better now. There we go. Okay. So we have our path, our train mapped out. And then important is where the steam or the smoke comes out. Right here, because I want that to be a pretty main part of the drawing. We are going to use that to frame the words of our main message here. I don't want it to go off the page though. I want it to stay on. This is a really smoky train. This train should probably be decommissioned. I want it to be in kind of crazy font because this year and last year is crazy. Knowing. I also want my favorite line in the song is, my friend, she says what's strange is nothing changes if nothing changes. Need that on my wall. So maybe I'll just have a flower because I kind of don't want to put a body in this poster. I kind of want it to be an amorphous idea. So maybe it's like the flowers are saying it. Maybe I'll make some flowers. I think I like that as a plan. This whole train gonna be wonky. Okay? Do we all agree to be okay with that? We did our best, and it's not bad. I will say I'm pretty proud of it for someone who didn't know how to draw a train and tried to learn. I think this is pretty good. Maybe the next train I draw will be even better. It's also like this wall is bumpy, but if I take the paper off of the wall, it detracts from the spirit of the exercise. So, yeah, I think that looks pretty okay to me. And then I think I'll just write other lines that I really like in the extra spaces. Does it make sense? Maybe not. Could you have a little whimsy? Okay, we're just gonna go for it. I am not going to overthink this. No. We're creating. We're just creating to create. I saw someone in a video the other day. I don't recollect what video or what the actual point of the video was. I do recollect a throwaway line they said in the video. They briefly mentioned how reverting to a childlike state of creation is like, they basically said, isn't that what an artist does? Isn't that like the ideal, is to revert to a place of creativity that is unhindered. And I thought, man, I don't know if that is the point, but if it is, I haven't done that in a long time. Can't think of the last time I made something just to make it, really, and wasn't thinking about, like, is it going to be good enough to post on Instagram? Is it something I want on Instagram? Is it something anybody wants to see on Instagram? And now YouTube. And that's fine. It is a reality, you know, if we're going to be artists who try to make a living, right? To a certain extent, you gotta think about those things. And that's the way things work, right? Maybe not all the time. Maybe sometimes. Maybe sometimes I can make things for myself, you know? And find other ways. I guess that's another goal of this channel for me, is hopefully I can use this channel as a sort of creative outlet
where I can make things that maybe aren't technically good enough to post on something like Instagram or, you know, something more directly tied to my business, I guess. But I can still be posting something because I do really like to make and watch videos. But also be creative. Also just make stuff because I want to make it, not because I'm trying to sell it. Keep you updated on how that goes. But I see it. I see people. Some of my favorite creators on YouTube are people who just make stuff because it's like a cool, fun, innovative idea or just like a fun time even, you know? So yeah, hopefully that's what I'm kind of going for. I don't know if that made sense because I am trying to multitask, which is not something that I'm famously good at, but you know. So then, railroad tracks, what do those look like? Let's not look it up or try to, I actually feel like I'm onto something here. I'm gonna keep doing this. Kind of works, it looks almost right, doesn't it? And aren't they just like this? The train tracks aren't the point, guys. The train tracks aren't the point. So stop looking at them. Here we have a train. It's on its tracks. Where's it going? We don't want to know. Cool. Now we need our cloud. Our steam, smoke, steam, whatever. I don't know if you could tell from the tracks that I drew, but I'm not exactly a train gal. I am, however, big Tessa Violet fan. Okay, I hope that's a good enough cloud. Give little puffs, and then I think that maybe going like squiggly. This could be catastrophic. Wait. But I thought like this would feel a little more like a cloud, you know? Ooh. I think that's kind of cool. How are we feeling? Am I gonna have to flip this? We're gonna worry about that in post. Aha! And let's move this over here and go ahead and say real nice and bold. Is E no. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's the vibe I wanted, I think. Let's maybe go a little thicker. Bottom ones, because we really want to drive home. It is enough. Woo! Now we have our flower in the corner here. And then I think maybe we want this part to look a little softer. Also, let's go ahead and color that in. Sorry, y'all. We don't work linearly here. Okay. Let's get really curvy and curly. And now what are we gonna do? Do we leave the big marker for the top part? I think so. I'm calling it. Okay, now this bottom part, I do think we can do the big one. And we'll just do it different. Now, in the doodle, I outlined this in another cloud. Do I still want that though? I'm also thinking maybe more little flowers. I think I leave it. Yeah. Yeah. Then we'll just do some more flowers. I don't know. Okay, maybe that didn't make sense to add, but I kind of like it, so. We're gonna do some trees back here. I don't know. Why not, right? Let's just draw your little outlines here. Trees help perspective. That's a hill. That's a hill, probably. Line weights, everybody. Line weights also suggest perspective. So let's say this hill has a little mountain going for it. Why not? That's not super mountain shaped. What is that? Let's find out. Boom. We got there. This is the start of the mountain. Okay. We suggest depth here. The better that will look. And that's why the back end of this train looks so much better than the front. How's that? Yeah, I think that makes it look quite a bit better. I was gonna do color, but now I'm kind of considering not doing color and just doing black and white, like shades of. Problem with that idea is then I need to locate my grayscale markers, and I don't know what I did with them. Ooh, I also have these. What else would even be on a hill? Trees and suggestions of trees. Like that. That's a start, maybe. Maybe if we had some down here, just a little bit sporadic, right? Little patch of trees. I think it needs more. It needs more like right here. Ooh, what if I wrote another line? Maybe right along here. Okay, this is not in the plans. Okay, this really merged there, but okay, it wasn't supposed to look like a road, but now it kind of looks like a road. And the line after I can do hard things is parallel parking, so it doesn't make like any sense, but maybe we're just gonna go with it. I have to check how to spell parallel. Nice, okay. I'm liking this. Maybe it's just a little. Man, my marker pack would be really nice right now. Ooh. Okay, I didn't find the marker pack, but I found this. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't realize this was gonna be this dark. What the heck? 70%. Okay, I found this. Yeah, that's better. All right, what next? You know, actually, I think this dark one will be good for this train car, because it does actually need to be pretty dark, but I don't need it to be full on. You really get that popcorn texture on these markers, which I'm just realizing I hope doesn't sound bad in the mic. And the other cars, do I have one that's lighter than this? This is... Boom! Okay. Nice. I think we're also gonna go darker on this car, which means we can go lighter on the other one. Right, okay. I think we can make this street darker as well. And we should still be able to read the words well enough. Nice, nice, nice. We're getting there. I think we're almost done. Almost. And by almost, I mean maybe 70%. I think I've just accidentally continued the road, which is cool. That will be good, actually. That's a good continuity thing. Cool. Sometimes it finds you. Wow. Whew. Okay, that actually feels, really nice, actually. It's good to just let yourself make stuff sometimes. Just follow your gut as you go. Is this the best poster I could have possibly made? No. But pretty good. You're good. You want to see? My camera's gonna die. Mario's phone just went off, and he's in my office right now. So I think we're gonna call it.
That's sick.
You like it?
Yeah, what the heck?
I just let myself kind of free flow through it. Thank you. Anyway, everyone, I might add a couple things before I really call it done, but I'm definitely calling it done for this video for today. Stream Knowing by Tessa Violet. Very good, very motivational song. Stream the rest of her discography while you're there. That's it. See you next week.